5 weight loss mistakes. I'm going to explain how I lost over 23 pounds in about 2 months, a little bit under 2 months. And watch this video to the end. I'm going to talk about the foods to avoid, debunking the common myths around weight loss, what kind of exercise you want to do, and how to develop the right mindset so that you could actually do the plan. Because yes, a lot of us know what to do sometimes, but we don't do it. And so I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to overcome that. If you're new here, we talk about weight loss, how to lose weight, and also how to overcome uh, alcohol addiction. My name is Daniel Paulino, holistic health coach, certified in herbal medicine. And let me give you a little bit about my story. So about a year ago or so, I found myself gaining weight, right? Just going up and up in weight. I didn't know what to do. I was trying to adjust, trying to adjust to different diets. I was trying different things, but I saw my weight just kept going up. I probably gained maybe 15, 20 pounds, perhaps. Who knows? I went all the way up to 207 pounds. And so as I was struggling to figure out, I was trying everything. I really wanted to lose weight because nobody really wants to be obese, right? And so I hit a breaking point when I went to the doctor. They said I had high cholesterol, high triglycerides. They even said I had poor liver function. And when that happened, I was like, wow, I can't believe that someone so young and I always was the kind of person that I would eat whatever, and I was always slim. I was that person that could eat whatever. They say, oh, fast metabolism, but then I started gaining weight and had all these uh, issues. And so when I spoke to them, they said, this is what you have to do. And they gave me the plan. And so what they told me to do, they said avoid high fat, greasy foods and avoid animal products. And so I kind of already knew this idea, but I didn't want to accept it. But being that I got the results and being that I've seen so many people in my own family have certain health issues, I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. And so that's what I did. I avoided the greasy, fatty foods and I stopped eating animal products. And within the first month, I also started walking. Yeah, I started walking about an hour a day. That's the other thing that I started doing. And when I did those few things, I lost 17 pounds the first month, and then consequently the month after that, I lost the rest, whatever it was. But in total of about 23 pounds total, and that's what happened. And I started feeling amazing, sleeping better. Then I went back to the doctor and my triglycerides, my cholesterol had normalized. It had completely gone back, and also I had normal liver function. So everything went away within 1 month. And so, with that being said, I want to give you guys 5 tips or 5 mistakes that you want to avoid if you want to lose weight, right? If you want to continue on that journey. And if you want to get my one-on-one help, hit me up on Instagram at real Daniel Paulino. I'll put the link below, because doing it alone is really difficult. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of contradictory information out there. And so the best thing you can do is reach out, get help, get accountability, because it's easy. Losing the weight is easy, right? Knowing what to do is easy. But doing it and actually and keeping it off, that's another ball game. And so that's why getting around a community, getting around the right people is a secret weapon that you could have in your arsenal. And so last but not I'll start off with the first tip, which is you want to eat more raw foods instead of cooking them. So add more fruits and vegetables and salads, right? Because to make it easier for you, you want to start adding instead of subtracting, and then you want to focus on the earlier meals along the day. And so, one of the things that I started doing in the beginning, yes, I was eating more oatmeal because I was making mistakes. I was eating oatmeal with fruits for breakfast, for example. But now I mainly in the morning I drink juices, natural juices that is 80% vegetables, 20% fruits. Because if not, you wouldn't be able to drink it, right? It's gonna be very hard to just drink a straight up vegetable juice. So you add enough fruits in there, about 20-30%. But I try to do 20-80, right? And so that's what I drink after a fast. right? So after I finish my fast, I start with a drink. I drink around 1 liter, and then a little bit later, I have a fruit, a bunch of fruits like watermelon, bananas. Today I had watermelon and banana. And then for dinner, I'll talk about a little bit later what you want to do for dinner. But you want to eat things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. You want to eat carbs like potatoes, plantain, yams, bananas, things like that for your carb sources. And so that's really what you want to focus on. You want to focus on adding more of those healthy foods and eating raw foods, eating the raw salads, right? And the raw fruits. That's going to be a huge benefit because when you eat raw foods, it preserves all the nutrients perfectly, but when you start to cook them, now you're losing nutrients, and then also you start cooking things that you should never be eating, right? That's one of the mistakes that people make, that once we discovered fire and then we started cooking, we started eating all sorts of things that you're not meant to eat, right? And so that's one of the mistakes. You want to add more. I'm not saying don't cook your foods, but I'm saying eat more raw foods. The next mistake that you want to avoid is eating the animal products. Now, to some people, this is very difficult. And to that, I say it's more difficult to have all these diseases, all these chronic illnesses, all these discomforts, the belly fat, the having people look at you weird because you're overweight. That's the difficult thing. Everything you do is difficult, right? But cutting out the animal products, you want to do it. Watch films like What the Health, Earthlings, Forks Over Knives is another documentary. That's one of the other things that you want to do to get you to actually comply with this. You want to feed yourself more information. That's why you want to subscribe to channels like mine. You want to listen to people like me, and they have all sorts of people. McDougall, that's Dr. John McDougall. They have Peter Rogers is really good. The Rian Writer. There's a lot of people out there that you could listen to. Dr. Joe Furman. You have all these wonderful people. Dr. Mike McGregor. There's a lot of wonderful people out there that you could listen to, right? And so the next thing is, so what are some of those animal foods that you want to cut off? So we're talking about the eggs, the pigs, the cows, the chickens, the salmons, and then you're gonna say, oh, but what about the protein? These animals that I just mentioned, like pigs, cows, chickens, where do you think they get the protein? They eat plants. So instead of you going to a middleman that gets injected with antibiotics, it gets injected with hormones and all sorts of stuff that these animals get injected with, and then you're eating it dead. You're eating things that are dead, carcasses, and is rotting in your stomach. Instead of you doing that, just go straight to the plant. Like I said earlier, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, plantains, potatoes, all of these things have protein. So if you're getting enough calories, you're eating enough, unless you're starving yourself, you're going to get sufficient amounts of protein while eating a plant-based diet. So you don't have to worry about that. That's just a myth that is causing people to be sick, because most people are eating way too much protein. And when you eat animal protein, you're actually eating things that are poisoned, because all these things that they ingested with, plus you're eating it dead. It's not living, right? The first rule is you want to eat raw living foods. When you eat animals, you're eating something that is injected with different things, like I said before, and it's not good for you. And it's just go straight to the source, which is the plants, right? And you don't even have the teeth, the digestive system, you don't have the claws. You're not a herbivore. You're more of a frugivore. You're not meant to eat animals. So the next thing you want to do, you want to cut out, is the grains, right? And the more you do of these rules, the better you're going to be off. So that's the pastas, the breads, the rice, and the oatmeal. Once you cut those off, you could eat those things in moderation. I'm not saying those things are horrible, but again, a lot of those things have to be cooked for you to be able to eat it. And so you're processing it, you're taking out the nutrients, they're adding things to it that you don't really know what they're adding to it. And so it's not really a whole natural food. It's already processed, and they spray things on it. It's really hard to find high quality bread out there because of the things that there is being processed. They're removing the nutrients from it, so on and so forth. So you want to cut out the grains. Instead, just eat things like potatoes, plantains, the root vegetables. You want or bananas, things like that. Those kind of things. You can eat unlimited of those. Now, the next thing you want to avoid is avoid the processed foods, things that comes in cans, things that boxes, things with label on it. The most important thing you need to know about labels is that you shouldn't be eating foods that have labels, right? So that's the most important thing. Now, the other thing that you have to worry about, unfortunately, is the chemicals in the food. So the pesticides, the herbicides, the antibiotic, and the steroids. But the antibiotics and the steroids and other things, you find them in animals. So if you avoid animals, you don't have to worry about those. But when it comes to pesticides and herbicides, you do have to worry about those. They have the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. You want to learn about those. And also, you want to learn how to properly clean your vegetables and fruits. The ones that do have that are on the Dirty Dozen, you want to learn processes to actually clean them out. You want to get your food your fruits from farmers, right? From the farm, maybe locally, right? Because you also want to study what's the process like of how these foods are getting to you, because there is the problem of herbicides and pesticides that you need to worry about, especially here in America. In other countries, the foods that we eat here are banned in other countries. So yes, you still have to worry about the chemicals and the pesticides and the antibiotics and the steroids, unfortunately. But follow certain protocols and it's gonna be able to help you remove it. So other tips, the fasting, intermittent fasting, I like, that things that I do, and especially the juicing. See, a lot of us have 12 to 15 meals backed up in your stomach. So when you're walking around and your stomach is like poking and pitching out, is because you have all these meals backed up and you want to actually go ahead and get rid of it. You want to go on a juice fast, and you're gonna need help with the juice fast. You might want to get professional help. I could help you out as well. I can give you some tips. For that, you want to hit me up on Instagram. So hit me up on Instagram at the real Daniel Paulino. I'll put the link below. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button and subscribe and comment below. Which one of these rules do you find the most hardest? Which ones are you actually already following? Let me know what you think. Tell me the stories, the journey. If you're already following this, if you went through your own weight loss journey, comment below. Tell us, inspire us. And I'll see you on the next one.